This government is getting the job done. As I have shown in this presentation, from equipment to irrigation, to predatory larceny, to storage, to our fisheries incentive program, to mining, we are moving forward in a new era. Just for completeness, Madam Speaker, just for completeness, this government has turned around the PC Bank. Under the Ministry of Industry, it has reduced its bad debts, it has right-sized its operations, and it is now developing a revolving loan scheme for our fishers. Madam Speaker, to be honest, not even Roger Clark would want to see this present PMP on the hands of agriculture. So, Madam Speaker, we stand on the dawn of a new era for agriculture, fisheries and mining. For decades, we have faced persistent challenges, from low productivity and poor infrastructure to limited market access, vulnerability to climate shocks, but we did not remain idle. Now is the time to go beyond solving problems. We must lead a full transformation. We are building sectors that are climate resilient, market-driven, youth-friendly, and technology-enabled. We are moving toward productive surplus, value addition, export readiness, long-term national development. Members, let us step boldly into this new era of fisheries, mining, and agriculture. The seeds have been planted. The path is clear. We will usher Jamaica into a new era of prosperity because, above all things, we choose Jamaica. God bless you. God bless Jamaica land. We love you.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Caribbean Radio HD, Portland Spice TV. Yeah, man. Welcome, everybody. And you were just listening to the Minister of Agriculture, the Honorable Floyd Green, making his presentation to the sectorial debate happening in the Parliament right now. Coming up next, we're going to be having presentations. I think there are 3 presentations this evening. So the next presentation will be by the Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Job Creation, Growth, and I can't remember what that ministry the name. But I think it's going to be Matthew Samuda will be coming up next, Minister of Water, to give his presentation. And we're not going to be taking that because we are now live. Welcome, everybody. Very, very interesting show we have lined up for you this evening. Tell you something. Lot of things this evening. And we had a show on Saturday. And on that show, we had Senator Peter Bunting. And I am going to be touching on a topic today that is going to be very controversial. And something that a lot of people are afraid to talk about. But Rudy, don't fear. One of the things in Jamaica that a lot of us are concerned about is the murder rate. Murder rate in Jamaica. And the government is telling us that murders are down 40%. And they gave us some figures from last year. Last year, we saw reported 1,141 Jamaicans murdered last year. And they said that that is a decline. And we welcome any downward trend in the murder rate. Auntie Lane, good evening. Good evening, Melrose. Mr. Miller, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. Kimon, Dennis, Sharon, Arlene, Celine Browning out of Mansion Hill, good evening. Please share up the live. Call everybody, let them know that the Colin Bell Show is on. In the interview with Senator Peter Bunting on Saturday morning, something came up. We weren't hearing it for the first time. When we had that show with Wilfred Rattigan, Conrad O'Brien, Jeffrey Tavares, and Marlon Morgan, Wilfred Rattigan asked Marlon Morgan about an amount of dead bodies. And Marlon Morgan got very angry. And his response would draw your concern as a detective, Albert. Would draw your concern. Because when you ask people some question, Brother Leecroft, and depends on how they approach the question, you wonder if they have something to hide or you can pick up if it's genuine. And when Senator Bunting spoke Saturday morning, I asked him a direct question. Question was very direct. And I want to go to the clip. With that question. The thing about it is, the clip with that question have a little more than just that mere question. But also, last week, we were talking about the fact that the PIOJ came out and said poverty is down. Now, I warn these politicians, about the fact that we are living in a digital age. And they have to be careful about the things they say. The PIOJ came out and told us that poverty is down to its lowest it has ever been in 30 years. 8.2%. Now, this one I will tell you directly that I don't believe. Because on the 20th of March, Prime Minister Andrew Holness displayed a graph in his budget presentation that told us that in 2023, poverty was at 12.3%. And here's the PIOJ. And the graph that he displayed said the information came from the PIOJ. And in this now, the PIOJ is saying 2023, the poverty rate was 8.2%. I say, without any fear of contradiction, somebody is lying. And the truth is, for me, it is the last one I don't believe. Because it is right in the election time. And I think that that comes to bamboozle the Jamaican people for election. Listen to this clip.
Yeah, man. When poverty was 12% and change, all of a sudden it's now down to 8%.
The graph that the Prime Minister showed on the 28th of March 2025 said poverty was at 12.3% in 2023. And for 2024, it was 12.1%. And those numbers, the Prime Minister said, was coming from the PIOJ. So how now we're getting different numbers from the PIOJ? Which one is true?
Precisely. As I said, his job is to make the people feel good. He's been a political director general, not an economic director general. We saw that with the recession. We saw that with most of the things. And as I said, them always front load starting, then come out before starting. So people take their data as gospel. So when even starting come out and say, well, write down that and that is not so. I mean, that gone through the gate already. So that's why you have to have critical people like us to tell the people, say, that's not the function of the Planning Institute of Jamaica. They must not tell the people about the cost-benefit analysis that Peter Bunting asked them to do on the mining sector. Oh, no, we can't get that. Instead,
no, we can't.
Yeah. Instead of a front run starting with GDP data, although they know that's not their mandate. That's not the mandate of the Planning Institute of Jamaica. So I'm not ready to anyway. I'm not afraid to say that.
Senator Bunting, you say you're going to have to go shortly, but let me ask you this straight and directly. The murder figures that we are getting in Jamaica, do you believe them?
Well, I believe that there has been a decline this year.
Yes.
What I have asked the commissioner publicly to do is they came out, I think it was a story in one of the newspapers, that there's about a backlog of between 450 and 500 cases that are called death investigations or classified as death investigations or undetermined deaths. These sorts of classifications. Until the postmortems are done, the postmortems primarily, the forensic pathologists and investigators conclude, we don't know what the actual figures are. I have suggested that what we need to do is to work through that backlog as quickly as possible so that we can have confidence.
And you're saying that there's how much in that backlog?
I don't have evidence to make a conclusion one way or the other.
How much you say is in that backlog?
In the interest of the public to get those cleared up.
How much you say is in that backlog, Senator?
I think the figure was between 450 and 500. I don't remember the precise figure, but it was between 450 and 500.
And that's coming from when?
That will be coming from maybe late last year.
2024 to now?
Yes.
That's a lot, even if it's 400.
It is a lot. It is a lot. So we need to resolve that. Now, some may be, some may be natural causes, for example, but some may also be ultimately classified as murders. So we need to have full transparency there to really know the precise figures.
Ralston, you were saying something?
Yeah, I'm saying I agree with that. What I get is a slow good news because the election are drawing near. So all of the public sector agencies, the police, the PIOJ, the Bank of Jamaica, giving us good news because they think they can do it for people. Because even the rate reduction by the Bank of Jamaica is a major policy error. The Federal Reserve Board, the world's most powerful independent central bank, with a balance sheet about $8 trillion. Say them have to wait. Them just meet about a week ago and say, the consensus from the Board of Governors is that we have to wait and assess the inflation impact of the Trump tariff policy. Because up to yesterday, the market stank again. Because Trump talked about tariffs on Apple and all of them something. Governor Biden said he spent $1.1 billion US between April of last year and April of this year, and mop up billions of Jamaican dollars in order to prevent the currency from being depreciated by more than 2%. He said also the people in the commercial banking sector have not been responding to his rate reduction. Yet him still reduce the interest rates, although he know that there will be no pass-through to the people on the ground.
But Ralston, remind me if I'm wrong, but I seem to recall when Bank of Jamaica was being pressured to reduce rates based on our local inflation going down. We were told by Bank of Jamaica that the Fed rate was in effect up And they had to maintain a margin of Federate.
Precisely.
So I must tell you, I was surprised because Federate hasn't moved.
Precisely.
Somehow
they moved down. Yeah. It's a political decision. Yeah.
All right, so I just showed it on the screen and I want to read it for the people who I want to read this article that Peter Bunting was talking about. It is from the Jamaica Observer. In February 2025, the Observer reported that there were 490. Now, Peter Bunting said between 450 and 500. The figures in the article. The Observer reported that there were 490 bodies in Jamaica awaiting autopsy, with some held since November 2024. This backlog significantly impacts the determination of cause of death, including whether deaths are classified by murder. I know me say so. I know Peter Bunting come up with it. This is from the Jamaica Observer. It says that there are 490 bodies awaiting autopsy, with some of those bodies held since November. So these 490 bodies gone back till from November 2024. This backlog significantly impacts the determination of cause of death, including whether deaths are classified as murders. So we hear that the murder rate gone down by 40%. Now, we don't know what percentage of this backlog up until February. So we have asked Senator Peter Bunting, the opposition spokesman on national security, to check for us Sister Tanya, Sister Cynthia, Sister Babette, where we are on clearing up this backlog and how many of those are murders that will be had to the 1,441 from last year, and how many will be had to the numbers for this year. Now, I don't know how many of you trust this government. I don't trust them with sensitive information. And I don't trust them with sensitive information. And I'm going to bring you back to something. Because I warn these people about the digital age. I warn them, But they are of the opinion that they can bamboozle people straight. The poverty prevalence was shown in the Prime Minister's budget presentation. Yeah? And in the Prime Minister's budget presentation, March 20th, poverty, and I'm not going to give you from 2015, but the graph that the Prime Minister displayed in his budget presentation are from 2015. And remember, the Prime Minister's budget presentation was on the 20th of March. In 2019, poverty was 11% based on this graph. Right? In 2020, COVID came and it said poverty went up to 21%. Then it starts to come down. In 2021, this says poverty was 13.9%. In 2022, 12.7%. In 2023, 12.3%. And in 2024, 12.1%. Now, Louise, last week, I don't know if the PIOG or the GLP put out this, but this is now what they are saying that poverty is in Jamaica. This is what they are showing. And let me tell you what this says. 2019, they say it was 11%. And they don't put 2020 in it. 2021, 16.7%. I don't see 2022 on this. But 2023, this was sent to me by Marlon Morgan. But 2023, poverty, 8.2%. Now, who is lying? Where is the lie in that? Yvonne Green, good evening. North Star, Nadia. We can't just take anything this government say. I bring you back to Jesse James Clark from the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation when he revealed to the people of Jamaica that coliform levels were too high in the water, and the Ministry of Health, well, when he just released that, he was lambasted, asked to resign, to apologize, and then we realized that it was all true. So, when we look at the whole thing with the Ocherius, the Duns River Falls reading of the water there, and Diane Jackson Miller said that she started hearing criticism that they shouldn't have carried the newscast. Shouldn't have carried it in the news. I say to us, we can't trust the Andrew Holness-led government. Can't trust them. Also happening this week, Omar Azan, one of the top manufacturers in Jamaica, came out and said this. The trumpet? No, not that. Not that at all. I wonder if it's this one.
I'm not saying I'm not blaming the commercial banks because they have a big part to play in lowering their rates. But what I'll say to you, just like any other businesses operating out there, when you have a devalued currency and the dollar moves to 165 or 162 to 1, and you buy your goods and services or your raw materials and you bring it in, it takes a while for the pass-through effect to take place. So I'm not sure how the banking sector operates and if there's what they call a timing thing that needs to happen. But, you know, yes, the Bank of Jamaica needs to pressure them, but I think more needs to be done to get our rates and policies in place to allow banks to lend money, to allow businesses to be competitive on the global sphere. Everything's going to start going haywire, and I'll tell you something, the government better call election quickly because the balloon is about to blow. The economy is in the worst position that I have ever seen it in my 30-odd years of business. The buying power is the weakest. Remittances are down. Tourism is struggling. Everything is struggling. And what are we doing? We're doing things to stifle the economy with our monetary policies coming from the Bank of Jamaica and the Ministry of Finance. People out there that are living and working in Jamaica may all seem fine and dandy when the politicians step out on stage and speak high and mighty of how great the economy is doing. But look at how many hungry people are out there that are struggling, how many businesses are finding it hard, right? So we need to start waking up the government.
The trumpet. So, that is Omar Hassan, one of the top manufacturers in Jamaica, telling you straight that the country is in trouble. Serious trouble. And I want them to come challenge him and tell him same talking foolishness. The man said the economy is the worst he has ever seen it in his 30 years of doing business. Tourism is down. We know that. In fact, there's a hotel. They have about 4. Here's Showerman, yeah? Showerman, what go on?
Why, things don't look bright for you know.
Eh?
Things don't look bright for you.
Things don't look bright for who? Hold on there.
Things don't look bright for you. You know, listen to Blue. You listen to Blue that pole.
Blue that pole are rubbish, man.
I know that's the pole are rubbish.
Blue that poll says 39% of Jamaicans say the country is going in the wrong direction. And 36% say it's going in the right direction. However, 51% says the GLP is the best party to move Jamaica forward. What can go so?
See?
And in their last poll, it was 34% of Jamaicans that's saying that the GLP is the best vehicle. That jump up by 14 points, 38 percentage points. You want to hear Dr. Gale and another lecturer of you, they rip into that today and say nothing no work so. Rubbish.
Why? Well,
like how it looks so good. Why don't you call the election?
You soon get it, man. You don't get it, you know. Colin.
Yes.
You don't get it, man. Don't worry yourself.
When? When?
Next month, you're going to hear something.
All right. So tell me something. I want to run in a Samuda seat. Who not give seat? Who not give Samuda seat?
Delano.
Delano, see right I'll get it?
Yeah.
You sure about that show, man?
Yeah, man, because nobody don't know Simpson. Nobody don't know him.
You mean Finson?
Yeah, nobody don't know him.
Nobody don't know him.
Oh, sorry, man, the man never had a campaign nowhere with nobody for nobody know him. Now he just come up from out of the dark.
But the Prime Minister don't want Delano, see right, get it? What the Prime Minister have against Delano?
I couldn't tell you that.
Tell me something, man. You're a big shower man from down a garden. You must have some info.
But you hear me? Down at Manchester.
Yeah.
Mr. Black said, "Uno win all 4 seats down there. Uno can't win all the short seats. That's a fool ever, you know."
But I know hardly shall go run. I'll know don't have a candidate in there. Who will be the candidate in there?
Well, I don't know what you put candidate, you know.
You know, realize that them a play with the seat, them shower man.
Yeah, but right now, I know who to call it, you know, because the woman that say, "We don't delay no more," because it's like, "Oh, we are getting a little memo to you know what with the blue that I say, call it, no." Call me for call it. No power, no.
Tell him, shower man. Tell Andrew for call it. Tell him loud and clear, make everybody hear.
No, I promise I will call it. No.
You want
to just do it if you do and get rid of Marky G and his crew. Call it no, Andrew, I could get rid of them.
But sure, man.
Yeah.
Them still have the 2 seat for full. I mean, I believe you know, because the last time you tell me, say, there was going to be a runoff in that seat. Because we not going to do like PNP. And then we realize, say, we don't have no runoff chance, and no runoff now go on.
Oh, so we now do like dash out Craig Woods and all them, man. Look, you know, but you know, you want go on.
What that?
When you wanna, when Margaret got there, we call him, we want to take out and give Margaret to see it.
You mean, what name? Lawrence Rowe.
You know, you say, man rushing the Margaret run like TT of all in shut off fine. You know, hear that?
Me I hear one argument, but I don't know if it's true. I don't investigate it, but I hear one argument.
Then the man who say, I play that, me know, brother, in a 1 yard round and when a McGregor man come in an argument, flick up and man go and come back and grab him. When he run, he must be a run a man tear off and he shut off and me have to go to the station and report it. So, you feel hear them things like what you hear about our business, you know?
I say me hear, but I don't know if it's true. And that's why me ask you who are going to run up or call some wood because me hear who are going to run, you know? And I know see right. And I know Finch.
Oh, yeah.
Me not tell you, you fi tell me.
Oh, yeah.
But me hear who are going to run.
Lisa,
hell no, Lisa now come on a sinking ship.
I walk, I'm here to tell us, we don't want Lisa.
Lisa now come on a sinking ship.
But who on the sinking ship?
Yeah, man.
What?
Right now, sir.
You're the
The boss.
Yeah.
I saw Colin, but I just talk me, I know.
Big up yourself. One love, shower man. Blessings.
Yeah, man.
All right, shower man. Shower man say, Andrew must call it now. The blue dot poll is garbage. Straight, unadulterated garbage. And I'm going to see if I can find it for you. Dr. Herbert Gill today on Power 106 had a discussion with Junior from Upper UA, man who lecture in political science. And they were looking at the blue dot poll because blue dot do the poll today. And they were looking at the poll. And they were saying that poll no work so.
Wow. Opposition spokesperson on justice Donna Scott Motley says Parliament's joint select run out in
is damaging America's reputation and influence.
The age difference, so I won't say too much.
Listen to this.
Right? But a shift from 37% to 51% without something dramatically happen on the socio-political scene, is that even possible in research?
Yes. So I just wanted to put it out there that I harbor some concerns about how Blue Dot conducts its poll, and I want to explain my three concerns right off the bat. My first concern has to do with the fact that since the inception of the publication of its polls, the Blue Dot poll has consistently shown the government leading or ahead of the People's National Party, for better or for worse, even during those times when there were fluctuations in public opinion, which were captured by the Donald's poll, which intermittently showed the Jamaica Labour Party leading, and then the People's National Party either making gains or surpassing the Jamaica Labour Party intermittently.
Right.
So I think to a great extent, the Donald's poll would have captured fluctuations in public attitudes and sentiments toward the government, while on the other hand, the Blue Dot poll has consistently shown the government ahead. And obviously that elicits some concern about the potential for bias. But this is not an accusation. My second issue has to do with, I analyze polls which are conducted globally in the United States of America and more recently Trinidad.
Right.
And pollsters are usually required to publicly defend their data, the methodology used, and to disaggregate the data so it makes sense to their audience and their stakeholders, because obviously we need to know how the questions were designed.
Right.
We need to know how, and it's important for the pollsters to make
degree of confidence
available to discuss, to build confidence in their methodology and their findings. And I find that Blue Dot has been very evasive where this important requirement is concerned. I think that usually their polls are analyzed by the media house that has commissioned the poll rather than the pollster himself or the pollsters themselves. The third issue I have has to do with the question of voter intention, because this is a very important measurement.
Right.
Because we need to know who are likely to vote and who they are likely to vote for. So the other questions don't tell us much in terms of who will win the election unless we ask a question that specifically measures voter intention. Because I can think that the government is doing a good job, but I may not vote for the government. I may think that the government is doing a better job than the opposition or could do a better job than the opposition. It doesn't mean that I'm going to vote for either of the two political parties. I can be a supporter of the People's National Party and think that the government is doing a good job, but I will say that I'm a comrade. I'm still going to vote for my party when an election is called. So I think that any poll finding must be contextualized within an analysis of voter intention to see how support or attitude towards a political party translates into the intention to vote. Unless a correlation is established, I'm not quite sure how useful this data is in terms of making any assessment about the likely outcome.
That was Dr. Herbert Gill and Dr. Damian Gordon. Of both of them are lecturers at the University of the West Indies. So, Blue Dot poll is a GLP poll. And I say that without any fear of contradiction. But the GLP right now is on a trajectory to deceive the Jamaican people. They are doing their best to deceive the Jamaican people. Yes, 51% said that they believe that the GLP is best equipped to fix Jamaica's problem that they could not fix over the last 9 years. But there's one thing in the Blue Dot poll, and I tell my producer yesterday when the Blue Dot poll came out, I said the only figure I'm going to take is the first figure that says, is the country going in the right direction? And they said that 4% more persons are saying that yes, the country is going in the right direction. So that move from 32% in the last poll that they did to now 36%. However, 39% says that the country is going in the wrong direction. Their margin of error is 2.6%. So a 3% lead is outside, just a little, outside their margin of error. And I also believe that them push up, like how them push up this now, them push up the 32%. Because nothing has really changed. More lies are coming out. More deceptions are coming out. But I want to warn you, Labourites. I want to warn your ministers and your spokesperson. Because when the people get fed up on you, and the people say we not try condemn, they are going to dish out serious whopping. And I heard Floyd Green this evening in the Parliament. Floyd Green was the man who was partying when we all were locked down. They were at the hotel partying and mocking the Jamaican people, saying, show our labor rights, show our labor rights. But how many of you hear the Prime Minister mocking Jamaicans? Saying him belly full. How many of you heard him? Prime Minister saying belly full. How many of you heard him? The man a mock we. The man saying belly full, yeah. So if you never hear it, let me find it for you. Prime Minister Andrew Holness mocking the Jamaican people.
Me belly full, yeah. Sweet Jamaica. Me pot a boil, yeah. Me belly full, yeah. Me pot a boil, yeah. Me belly full, yeah. Me belly full, yeah. Me belly full, yeah. Me belly full, yeah.
The man say, him belly full. What can go so? But at the time when him saying him belly full, I want to listen what Darrell Vaz say.
Me pot a boil, yeah. Me belly full, yeah. Sweet Jamaica.
And we all know that most rural families have more than one child. In some cases, I have the experience of parents coming to me to seek assistance because if not, they have to decide which one of the children look the brightest and invest the money in that, and the rest of them stay home. I see you looking at me, leader, but it's a fact.
No, you hear what him say? Invest the money in that. Him never said that child, you know. I saw you style the people and pick the boss. Invest the money in that.
Me pot a boil, yeah. Me belly full, yeah. Sweet Jamaica.
And we all know that most rural families have more than one child. In some cases, I have the experience of parents coming to me to seek assistance because if not, they have to decide which one of the children look the brightest and invest the money in that, and the rest of them stay home. I see you looking at me, leader, but it's a fact. You may not know it. I'm telling you. And it happened.
AJ Johnson, mind you lose your job. Is that for me? Showerman is back. Showerman.
Colin.
Yes.
I want you play the one where Mark Golden go out and the meeting and St. Thomas and I say so-called sitting where he said Dr. Fenton. Play.
Oh, you mean the one where he said Michelle Charles, this Dr. Fenton Ferguson?
Yes, I so-called this way he said him. Play.
You want me play?
You play with Father Andrew say. Play with Mark Golden say.
Send it to me, I'm play. Me never have that one that prepared.
Me not have it on my phone. Listen from Cliff Hughes.
Me hear it too. But I
like how you play with Andrew play and Father. I want you play with them talk rubbish to you know.
No, but hold on. I am of the opinion that Michelle Charles, this Fenton, you know. When
me don't watch it in a Colin, but me never say this.
Let me tell you.
This because she call him up.
Yes.
She call him up and say, come here with me.
Yeah, but the things them what she say is like she had jeer him. Because remember, she said to him, say, I remember in 2016, you said you're not gonna let me come here. Well, I am here. A jeering that you call up the man, say a piece, and but you don't call the man and a jeer the man. That was despicable.
Boy, well, everybody jeered us. So
no, but
some people put it on some
look here.
Look how they come when he ready to turn on
No, man. No, but you could have jeer him, but don't call him up. So it's like you bring him up on the stage to embarrass him. Jeer him is political. You alone up there and him in the public and you jeer him, fine. But you call him up to come stand up side of you and then you jeer him, you alone have the mic. You see for me, you see when she walk off, I take him mic and say something. But Fenton is a very humble man.
So I'm going to run back out there?
No, man. It's Rorschach or Beater, man.
The other one.
Yeah, man. The lady who are the councillor now. Fear beating is assured, you know. That's why you hear the party leader say him wants to get a big beating.
I saw me here. What you call it? I say GMC gone. Gone.
James in a trouble, though, you know.
Yeah, James, but it's hard for my council man to get it. James, him have to fight hard for you.
Yeah, man, him have to fight. But that's the thing. This young man here is a man who have to fight to the tooth and the nail. Him have to fight hard.
Yeah.
And you remember, said James did almost lose to Marsha, you know.
Yeah.
And this year man is much stronger than Marsha. And the people of St. Thomas love this year man more than Marsha. This year man is sure that he's a performer. So, brother.
But, you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm still confident in my party I win the election. I'm confident.
Well, me not tell us I'm not confident, but I know you have been listening to the counts that we've been making. And
Colin.
Yeah.
And we have the money in the Colin. Oh,
I know that.
No,
hold on. That me not going to argue with you, brother. Me know
we have the money, Colin.
Yes,
know that.
yes, I know that. And with that, I say yes.
A cookies comes on a beg in a brother. Oh, yeah, so we're not going to take it from it.
Yeah, man. Me know say I don't have the money.
Sure.
But will the people of Jamaica sell them soul?
Eh? So we know. We let me tell next month coming on. When I hear
my producer, hold on. My producer tell you say, little is much when God is in it.
Colin.
Talk to me.
You remember 2016 when time Porsche said, "Do I look like a loser?"
Yes. Yes. I remember.
Call my prime minister baby Bob. Remember say baby Bob Porsche call him, you know.
Yeah, man.
Our baby Bob guy 20. One love.
Yeah.
Our music drop one love.
One love.
Drop the one love.
One love.
Right.
PNP mess up that election and give it away. But a win is a win on a win. And right now, if I can give now one love, I would be very happy. But I think I'm going to give more than one love.
Colin.
Mr. Black say 38 we get.
Colin.
Yes, sir.
Black to sleep, man. Black to sleep. You hear me, Colin?
Yeah.
No. Right now, you know, say you have Comrade and you have Rise United. Rise United mash up the party and divide it, you know, brother.
Ah, man, no division in a PNP right now. The only division where they're about now is in your party. There's a problem with the Prime Minister and Warren Newby. There's a problem with the Prime Minister and Delano Seabright. There's a problem with the Prime Minister and Mike Henry. There's a problem with the Prime Minister and Carl Samuda. So any party problem in right now, it is in the Jamaica Labour Party. In fact, we have information that there are people in the party who are insisting that Andrew Holness will not lead the party in the next election.
Well, when he take cheat, he can step down like the PG, he take cheat and step down. And
what I am saying to you, we are getting news that there is a Tufton gang.
No, we're not coming to gang them time here.
No
gang.
Listen, there are people in your party.
Gang,
hold on.
No gang them.
Let me tell you something, Sean.
If Tufton tried that, we skin him. The Tufton never bought him a try with no gang with the leader. We skin him.
Tell her. No kind of violence.
Let him try that.
Hold on.
Tell him try that.
Hold on. Let me ask you something. What about the people in the party who are saying that the fact that to be a driver, you must have a driver's license? And they are saying that the Prime Minister don't have no driver's license.
Where them get that from?
Eh?
Where them get that from?
Shower man.
Yeah.
The Prime Minister has not been certified. The Prime Minister go up on a stage on a St. Elizabeth, you know. And him say to the people, him say, if you're sick and you're going to look at doctor, you have to look at doctor with a track record. Yeah? You have to look at doctor.
There's anybody doctor with a track record.
But him not certify. Him not certify. That is the problem. And that's why they're saying that there's a crew of people in the party who is saying, because you imagine the Prime Minister a debate with Mark Golding. And Mark Golding look upon him and say, you can't talk to me because the Integrity Commission has not certified you for the last 4 years.
But Mark Golding no thing then either. Mark Golding no give up in British citizenship.
Yes, man. But
no, we see it for Andre, we don't see it nowhere. In the Parliament, make it go sure in the Parliament.
But shower man.
Yeah.
There is no legal requirement for him to give it up, you know. So even if him not give it up, there is no legal issue there.
Yes, you Vaz did meet my man now
Yes, because
a court and run over election.
yes, because what Vaz did, hold on, what Vaz did was illegal. Vaz was an American citizen, and the Constitution of Jamaica said you can only be a Commonwealth citizen to sit in the Parliament. So Vaz broke the law.
Remember, so market you why I know.
No, my market you Jamaican, but remember say Matthew Samuda British citizenship too, you know.
Iman thing there.
Julian Robinson.
Julian Robinson. And them go deal with it.
But Mark deal with it too, but guess what? Them the man they can't give up for them citizenship, you know, show man. I ban them, the man they born in England, you know. When you ban someone, you can't give up that, you know.
Oh, Marky.
No, man.
Julian and
Samuda, them man they born in England. Up there them born. Marky G born, yeah.
And they can't find a birth certificate to say Marky born, and now you can't say a principal who say Marky got a school, yeah.
You mean, them every school of Marky G got at Jamaica, Uncle University in England. Every school at Jamaica in school.
All right, my boss.
Sure, man. Big up yourself, man, and thanks for the call.
Yes, I'm more you get to be on the line in the evening, because has been here, me I come back for you. Matter what more I get to you know.
When you hear who are running a Samuda seat, you tell me. Because Steve right now get a seat, me I tell you that.
All right,
Steve right now get no seat. Because if Steve Wright get a seat, Steve Wright go want to be the leader of opposition. Andrew will protect that kind of opposition money there when he lose.
Okay.
All right, brother. AJ Johnson. Me can't lose my work. You hear AJ Johnson? Me can't lose my work. The work when me have a God give me. You talk. I wonder if you talk about job. Oh, mind you lose your job. Me can't lose job, man, but me can't lose my work. Because job is different from work, you know. Your work is given to you by the Almighty. A man give a job. Yeah, we can't lose that, man, but we work our work. So even when we do a job in this field, because this is my work, where God put me up on earth to do. So nobody can fire me from my work. You understand? Them fire me as styles. I'm going to get a bigger platform. Because I'm a work where God give me to do. So anybody fire me in a media, I just want more God also give me a bigger platform. You understand? So, while they are saying the economy is good, Darrell Vaz say, Pitney them can't go to school. 804-7072 305-654-7944 Caribbean Radio HD. We are live. And when we come on, we speak truth and we search for the truth. A little man tell me, say, appear lie, Ralston tell. Sister Tanya, welcome. Yes, Miss Johnson, we can't lose job, but we can't lose our work. And that's what we pride ourselves on, our work that is given to us by the Almighty. Shaka, you're a wind shower, man. Now, man, the GLP is over and done. Over and done. We find the lie where them come tell you about poverty. We find the con that they are using with the murder rate, because murder might still be down. I want to believe that murder is down, but not as far as they are saying it, because what they are doing is that they are playing with the figures. 804-7072. Good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Sir Colin.
Me there.
Yeah, you know, sir, each time when I listen to your show, I listen to the trolls, them, right?
Yeah.
Like, they think themselves, Ralston, I tell lie. You know, sir, every time people will say people tell lie, but them can't bring the facts. They say the money I tell lie.
Well, let me tell you something about this.
And what I always say, it always come prove out with the numbers them from Statin news media to come show us what Ralston I said too. Because I'm going to tell you something. When I listen to your kind of show, Mekutak, Ratigan, Andre Stephen, Wayne Lonesome, you guys always have some impact, some oomph into the presentation. You sometimes me take myself and go fast over the other side.
Yeah.
All me hear them. Me not hear them bring nothing argument. Them program is not. All them do I tell lies, a PNP I tell lie, this I tell lie, and them not, all the goodies that the JLP is doing. How is it that them can't come out and say,
CNN,
set
BBC.
out a formula and say, this is how we're going to present a show. This is how we're going to put to the... It's like how you can make a presentation and Andre can make the presentation. There's nobody in the JLP media platform who's making this kind of presentation to the masses. I'm not seeing it as yet.
You know, let me tell you something. As I said to you guys, I am not a blogger or a blogger. I'm a broadcaster. And when I bring on a Ralston Iman, it is because I know of the man's credibility. And a years me I listen to Ralston, you know. Me I listen to Ralston in a time when Ralston used to beat Omar Davis. Me used to wonder if when Ralston used to beat Omar Davis, me used to wonder if Ralston a labor right, you know. Back in the 90s, you know. You understand? So Ralston are not just come. Ralston been here for a very long time and always been presenting the figures. So when I bring on Ralston Iman on this show, is to present numbers, figures, not opinion. And if you realize what happened now, when the trolls they come on, and you know why they don't call us? Because they cannot deal with our argument. So what them do is come on and abuse us personally. Shaka ya PNP, Shaka PNP, dash your way.
Yeah. What I'm saying, so what I'm saying, this is so true. Hello?
Yeah, man, I'm listening.
Yeah, what I'm saying, this is so true because watch this now. This morning I listened to Omar Azan.
Oh,
last night I look at Pandue and all of these.
I don't talk about Richard Pandue yet. I don't say what Richard Pandue said.
I hear Mr. Man this morning, Mr. Azan this morning, and what he was saying even some of his own business people, it's like them not wanting to talk. Said this is it, this is the reality. And it's like the government have come out and talk like say it's a pan. It's like we live in a utopia society where everything is good.
You know why you're the Prime Minister of Holland?
Delusion.
You know why you're the Prime Minister of Florida go say live in a cocoon.
Look here, I believe, look here, let me tell you something. You see, when you tell people certain things, there is some trolls out there and some labor rights out there. But now I'm going to tell you right now. You can't tell me say all labor rights is living so good, so brilliant, so utopic, that them have no struggle. But let me tell you something. But them fail to understand what people is saying. Look here, you can have a friend who's doing something bad and say, look here, are your friend might do something bad, can tell them. Them people here, labor rights, as far as me see it, not do nothing wrong.
No, and you can't tell them, say them wrong, because why a lot of the business people are afraid? You know why they're afraid? They're afraid of victimization. If you come out and say anything against this government that they don't agree with or they don't believe that you should have said, they will victimize you. I mean, I ask nobody that.
Yeah, but that is the dictatorship. That is almost dictatorship.
That is why I openly, you hear me come here, so me openly said, this government is on the road to a dictatorship. And Jamaicans must run fast from this Labour Party government. And that's why, and I hear Peter Phillips say it in the Parliament today. You ever hear me say, I respect Siaga? I respect Eddie Siaga because from 1983 to 1989, Siaga could have done anything with this country. And if it was Andrew Holness, Jamaica would have become a dictatorship. May I tell you that?
Let me tell you something. You see, thing in power, and when you give someone absolute power, that is one of the most dangerous things. And you see, look, and so when you lose respect for your people, let me tell you something. One of the worst things is like a treason when you grow up in a certain kind of society, ghetto, you come from the struggle, the bottom of the bowels, and you reach to the echelon of high, and you treat the people like they are nothing. It's like, you know, it's like a crab in a barrel. It shows how disgusting, egregious, and it is just past human. Because right now, when owners come out, it's like say the way him feel so comfortable, him can come out because when him say the Alasanya, my belly full now, him don't see the
man beating belly. You don't see the man beating belly. I say my belly full, yeah.
Him don't say it is not resonating with the Jamaican masses. Him not saying that it's not resonating. It's like you taught the Jamaican people. Let me tell you something. Don't take the Jamaican people for fool. Let me tell you something. The Jamaican people will sit down and make you do them all manner of things. But it's when the time when them come to make a decision, trust me, they will make the right decision. I have every confidence in that. Because you have some people, you have people are dead before election because the way them well want election.
I want to tell
them must sleep and dream.
I want to tell Andrew Holness one thing though on the labor rights. Andrew Holness is singing that in pot boil and in belly full. But the Jamaican people are singing rain a fall and it dirty tough. Pot boil, but food no enough.
No enough.
At that the people them a sing while him a sing in pot boil and in belly full, yeah.
Look here, first thing, I don't even listen to, look here, I don't listen to Blue Dot Poll. I don't listen to Blue Dot Poll. I don't listen to Nationwide. I not like that because what they are doing now, they are losing their credibility as a human being in terms of journalistic ways and the objective. And when time people look at them, people are going to say, because maybe them feel like, say, the GLP, and sometimes, let me tell you something. The Bible always say about the fools now. First thing, the wise and the fool never say the same thing.
No.
The wise and the fool never say the same thing. And you have some people, no matter what you tell them, they are clouded in their own belief. Maybe them feel like, say, GLP are going to win, and them are going to gain a power, and them are going to have this narrative. They don't believe in changes until them see it in them face.
All right, brother.
Yeah. Only a foolish man, only a fool believe in his own folly.
All right, sir. Respect.
Cool.
One love. Ethics straight. Do me a favor. Call Andrew Holness to me right now. I have a clip that I'm going to play. And I want to ensure that Prime Minister Andrew Holness hear this clip here. Call Andrew Holness to me now, Epic Straight. I record it and send it to your party leader. Because there's a brethren on social media where say if GLP lose, what am I going to do? I'll go and play the clip.
No, as Winner said, we hope we not get to
that. Let us tone it down, guys. Let us tone it down.
This is very serious, my people. Jamaica Labour Party was removed. I would be on the first flight home. I would raise arm for my government. No word of a lie. No, as Winner said, we hope we not get to that.
Let us tone it down, guys. Let us tone it down.
And we cannot allow them to take over our country. So at any given time, they try to take over this government. I will be on the first flight home to raise a weapon for my government. And I say that with no apology. This is very serious, my people. Jamaica Labour. So mongrel, no know them space again.
So that was a brethren who call himself Dujan in the social media space. A GLP blogger saying that if the GLP should lose, what he would do. I want to ensure that Prime Minister Andrew Holness is made aware of this statement. And we expect to hear the Prime Minister come out and disassociate himself from these kind of pronouncements. Because the GLP will lose the next election. Yeah? And like Aromatic said, a film page, me take it off. Aromatic Realistic TV. The man said this man picture must put up at the airport. And anytime him touch Jamaica, he should be arrested. What kind of garbage? But, you know, For about the last 2 months, it's pure garbage. I come out of the JLP them out, you know. I hear a lady on a TikTok show said the reason why the FinSac report can't release is because when PNP got back in power, PNP dashed some of the documents. I never hear such garbage. Garbage. Eh? Garbage. But time come. Time is upon us. And we need to ensure that the people get the information. Because the Prime Minister said now call the election till whatever gaps there are in the information in full them. Show man.
Listen to Peter, listen.
Rating has rebounded by 11 points from the low of 32% recorded in 2023. Wholeness is also enjoying consensus across genders, with 43% of both men and women rating his job performance as good. That's up 3 points for men compared to 3 months ago. There's also been a marginal decline in the men and women who say Wholeness has been average or poor at his job. The decline is just outside the margin.
Show man. Show man. Yeah man, that's a GLP propaganda. Tell him to call the election.
55 to 64 years old say Wholeness has been doing a good job.
Yeah?
25% of that age group disagrees. They say
60% good job, 25.
Y'all
listening? Y'all listening?
It's all right. Tell him call the election. Tell him call the election now.
Y'all get the election. Y'all get it.
Tell him call it now. We're ready.
Don't know we'll call it. We're ready for it.
All right, sir.
All right.
I'm a brethren, show a man that, you know, man. Show a man, say we must hear. But show a man, I'm going to tell you something. You hear the man say a little while, only a fool believe in his own folly. With what you guys have done to this country, you know, really think the Jamaican people are putting it back. And then to the GLP workers. You hear the man say, him have to reach the workers them now, because for the 9 years that they've been in power, the workers, they not get nothing. They not get nothing. And that's why I love this Bob Marley song, you know. Bob Marley have a song named Ambush in the Night. I don't know how many want to listen to the lyrics of that song. The first verse. Bob Marley say, I see them fighting for power, but they know not the hour. Yeah? So they're bribing with their guns, spear parts, and money, trying to belittle your integrity. They say that what we know is just what they teach us. Because every time they can reach us through political strategy, they keep us hungry. And when you're going to get some food, your brother got to be your enemy. Listen the song, Bob Marley song, Ambush in the Night. That is what we are seeing now. So they are reaching their workers because over the years they keep them hungry. And now they are ready. Big up everybody in the chat. We're not taking off the slow mode of the chat and give them no chance to crash it. Marcy, how you doing? We're good, man. Teaching the people. Because it is my work to ensure that you don't get the message. So this brother here named Dujan Showerman, we don't have to disassociate yourself from him. Because we don't have no more political violence. It's one Jamaica. And whoever managing the country should manage for all the people. And that's one of the things that the GLP, they are not doing. They are not managing for all the people. Because when you buy a drill for 20,000 US and sell it back to the government for $31 million, people now go accept that. You're robbing from the sick. You're robbing from the sick. You're robbing from school children. How can you rob from the children? And then you come tell us about third term loading. Clown you take with her. It's clown you take with her. And then you try to trick us with the murder rate. We want murders to go down. But clear up the backlog. Get the pathologists to come in and do the autopsies. 490 bodies in a backlog that have not been declared, whether they are natural death, how many of them are murders, how many of those people were murdered. So they don't want it to affect the murder rate going into the election. So they're tricking the Jamaica people. And on me, come up with the figure. Check the Jamaica Observer. It is in the Jamaica Observer. Adesso, me find it. And on my thing. It says in February 2025, the Jamaica Observer reported that there were 490 bodies in Jamaica awaiting autopsy, with some held since November 2024. This backlog significantly impacts the determination of the cause of death, including whether deaths are classified as murders. And on my info, the first time it came to my attention was by Wilfred Rattigan, Sister Marcia. And then Saturday morning, I was interviewing Peter Bunting, and I asked him a direct question. I was very direct. And I asked him straight if he believed those murder figures. And he said to me that he's of the opinion that murders are down. However, there were this concern of 400 and odd bodies that the autopsy were not done. And therefore, them couldn't determine those. That can't work. Can't work, reggae girl. They are about deceiving the Jamaican people. I'm going to tell you a long time, you know. When the Prime Minister said this campaign is a battle for the mind. Battle for the mind. I'm going to tell you now from then time there. Say only the devil battle for people mind. Tomorrow, we are going to be looking at the election numbers. And we are going to be looking at St. Catherine tomorrow. Yeah, man. We are going to be looking at St. Catherine. Serious. The other thing I want to tell you about is it is now in the news that MP Donovan Williams will be suing Dr. Alfred Dawes. But there is an issue with the shares held by MP Williams. And I put the question to Senator Bunting Saturday morning. Listen to this, my people. Come on. I want to listen to this. Comrades of Eastern Portland. No, that's not it. This is it. Quite some time. But as a parliamentarian, we know parliamentarians can get contract. But is there something you'd have to do as a parliamentarian before you can get these contracts legally and ethically? Is it that you have to declare, make certain kind of submission? How that works?
If you have an interest in a company that is proposing to do business with the government,
yes,
and you're a shareholder or director, or I forget how it's defined in the Constitution, if you do not declare that interest prior to doing business, then you need to vacate your seat in Parliament.
So, what if you are a trustee? What if the shares you hold them in trust for somebody? You also need to declare that?
Well, first of all, I'm glad you bring up this trust thing, because in 2023, an amendment was passed to the Companies Act, an amendment which the Minister of Foreign Affairs in her capacity as leader of government business in the Senate said was urgent because we were at risk of being blacklisted by the Financial Action Task Force.
Yes.
This amendment said that this kind of trust arrangement was no longer acceptable, that what must be declared to the Companies Act is the ultimate beneficial shareholder.
Talk to me.
So Donovan Williams, who was in Parliament when his government passed that amendment and who no doubt voted for it, then continued to ignore it for another 2 years. And now when he's outed in 2025, he's threatening to sue Dawes on the basis that he was breaking the law and not complying with the 2023 amendment, and somehow expected Dawes to go behind that veil and to figure out who he's really representing. Then now story really comfortable, because to substantiate that, he releases, or I assume somebody with him in his defense releases what had been a confidential court document prior. And that court document was at pains to continue to conceal the identity of the substantial shareholder.
Person A.
And it only refers to it as person A. Now, you know, I at a mandible town hall, I had to discourage people from concluding that A was for Andrew, because I didn't want to. I didn't want them to go down that road, or us to lead me down that road to get any defamation.
Right.
Threat.
A is A. But, you don't know who is A.
But the fact that it is not disclosed will leave it up to speculation. And I wonder how the government can countenance doing millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions. This is not the only contract that medical technology has got.
Right, we hear them have contract with University of the West Indies 28 wing, the KPH.
They are a leading supplier of equipment.
And they also rent equipment to the ministry of to the hospitals.
That's my understanding. And
you've been in the parliament for quite some time, but as a parliamentarian, we know parliamentarians can get contract. But is there something you'd have? So, what kind of game we playing? I knew all along that if you are in the parliament and you have a company that intends to do business with the government, that has to be declared. But as you heard Senator Bunting saying that I think it was in 2023, a new law was passed that if you're holding shares in trust for somebody, you have to declare that. Let's play it again. Because you've been in the parliament for quite some time. But as a parliamentarian, we know parliamentarians can get contract. But is there something you'd have to do as a parliamentarian before you can get these contracts legally and ethically? Is it that you have to declare, make certain kind of submission? How that works?
If you have an interest in a company that is proposing to do business with the government,
yes,
and you're a shareholder or director, or I forget how it's defined in the Constitution, if you do not declare that interest prior to doing business, then you need to vacate your seat in Parliament.
You hear that? So, what if you are a trustee? What if the shares you hold them in trust for somebody? You also need to declare that?
Well, first of all, I'm glad you bring up this trust thing, because in 2023, an amendment was passed to the Companies Act, an amendment which the Minister of Foreign Affairs in her capacity as leader of government business in the Senate said was urgent because we were at risk of being blacklisted by the Financial Action Task Force.
But money
this
laundering.
amendment said that this kind of trust arrangement was no longer acceptable, that what must be declared to the Companies Act is the ultimate beneficial shareholder.
Talk to me.
So Donovan Williams, who was in Parliament when his government passed that, said was urgent of this trust thing, because in 2023, an amendment was passed to the Companies Act, an amendment which the Minister of Foreign Affairs in her capacity as leader of government business in the Senate said was urgent because we were at risk of being blacklisted by the Financial Action Task Force.
Yes.
This amendment said that this kind of trust arrangement was no longer acceptable, that what must be declared to the Companies Act is the ultimate beneficial shareholder.
Talk to me.
So Donovan Williams, who was in Parliament when his government passed that amendment and who no doubt voted for it, then continued to ignore it for another 2 years. And now when he's outed in 2025, he's threatening to sue us on the basis that he was breaking the law and not complying with the 2023 amendment, and somehow expected Dawes to go behind that veil and to figure out who he's really representing. Then now story really come to bump, because to substantiate that, he releases, or I assume somebody with him in his defense releases what had been a confidential court document prior. And that court document was at pains to continue to conceal the identity of the substantial shareholder.
Person A.
And it only refers to it as person A. Now, you know, I at a mandible town hall, I had to discourage people from concluding that A was for Andrew, because I didn't want to. I didn't want them to go down that road, or us to lead me down that road to get any defamation.
Right.
To threat.
A is A. But, you don't know who is A.
But the fact that it is not disclosed will leave it up to speculation. And I wonder how the government can countenance doing millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions. This is not the only contract that medical technology has got.
Right, we hear them have contract with University of the West Indies 28 wing. The KP easy. 804-7072 305-654-7944. Those are the numbers to call. So, when name ethics straight, take off the ethics off of your name. Because you're not defend no ethics. Did Donovan Williams declare the shares that he held in that company to the parliament? Because you hear what Peter Bunting say? If them the shares they never declare him need to give up the seat. Needs to resign. So we're calling on the parliament. We're calling on Donovan Williams to tell us if you are declare your shares. And you heard Peter Bunting said it a while ago. A new law was passed in 2023. I want to hear it again.
Well, first of all, I'm glad you bring up this trust thing, because in 2023, an amendment was passed to the Companies Act, an amendment which the Minister of Foreign Affairs in her capacity as leader of government business in the Senate said was urgent because we were at risk of being blacklisted by the Financial Action Task Force. Yes. This amendment said that this kind of trust arrangement was no longer acceptable, that what must be declared to the Companies Act is the ultimate beneficial shareholder.
Talk to me.
So Donovan Williams, who was in Parliament when his government passed that amendment and who no doubt voted for it, then continued to ignore it for another 2 years. And now when he's outed in 2025, he's threatening to sue us on the basis that he was breaking the law and not complying with the 2023 amendment, and somehow expected DAS to go behind that veil and to figure out who he's really representing. Then now story really come to.
So how we're gonna work this out, Jamaicans? We're ethics straight there. No, somebody tag ethics straight. They come back here, can tell we how this are gonna work. Colin, I bet you ethics straight cannot give you a straight answer. He will talk about Portia and PJ. Where are the people over here? Yes, like it up for me, please. Colin, these GLP will look into your face and tell you lies. Want to believe that it is the truth. No, let me tell you something. When you lie, you have to tell a next lie and another lie to back up all of them lies, you know. You didn't know that? You have to tell lies to back up the other lies. The Unity Cup is on in England, and Jamaica beat Trinidad 3-2 after leading 2-0. Ethics straight. I don't think Showerman can help me with this. Don't think Showerman can help me. But we want to know if MP Donovan Williams understood the law, the amendment to the Companies Act that was passed in 2023. What happened to the Minister of Justice on this? So he came out now and tell us that 40,000 shares in Meditech was not his. 40,000 was not his, but for a secret partner Anybody want to know who the secret partner is? We don't need no guessing around here. Are we calling on Meditech? We see that you put in the lawsuit. But the people of Jamaica want to see the custom declaration form for the drill that you sold to Sarah. We want to see the custom declaration form. If we don't have nothing to hide, dash out the form. Dash out the form if we don't have nothing to hide. We don't want to see the invoice we want to buy it for. We want to see the clearance documents at custom. We want to see how much you want to present to the custom of Jamaica. Say that the drill was bought for. Hence, you pay this in duty to clear the drill. Because I have questions about the other two drilling. 804-7072. Good evening.
Good evening, Baba.
Yeah, man. What go on, brother?
You know.
Talk to me.
Yeah, the man I'm both power and belly full, sir.
Man, I beat him belly and say him belly full, yeah.
Yeah, man, I show off power and belly full, yeah.
Him pot a boil, you know. But him belly full.
Yeah, and Jamaican people can't put on none.
No Jamaican people are sing say rain a fall, but it dirty tough.
Dirty tough.
Pot a boil, but food not enough. While him pot a boil and him belly full.
Eh, man, I laugh at her, Virgin.
Tell her.
Man, I laugh at her, man.
Man, a jeer we.
Why we have to take him out, you know?
And a jeer we.
We have to take him out, Virgin. We have to take him out.
Then, hold on. You never hear when he tell Tony Rebel say,
yeah.
What a nice place we live, sweet jam down. The only problem is that you went tell Tony Rebel, dollar soon run. It run for him already. But him a tell the people him say it soon run for them after 9 years.
Yeah.
You know what my mother taught me as a little boy growing up? When my mother cook, the younger children get food first. You didn't know that?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. The younger ones get food first. So my understanding is that you feed your picnic and then you deal with your own. Yeah.
Yeah, man. One man a both very bad one. My laugh at away.
The man a dance and a jig and a beat him belly and a whine. Hallelujah! Tell her.
What an embarrassment, man.
Belly full, yeah.
What a disgrace.
Yeah. While Darrell tell him, say, listen, man, there are families in Jamaica who have more than one children and have to pick out the bright one and send that to school and the rest stay home while your pot a boil and your belly already full. What can go so?
What can go so? See, as I talk up the truth.
As I
talk up the truth, that's a problem.
Tell it to them.
Election.
Fast. I get rid of Azan, I get rid of him, you know.
Yeah, man. Azan said trouble him for call election, man. Get over with it.
Man said the balloon a go bust. Azan said the balloon a go burst.
Yeah. I mean, I tell you, say, I first in history. I first in Jamaica family know myself, I'm at 62. I see its prime minister and the police always come out every month and I give crime statistic.
But you hear the piece what I'm telling about the 490 bodies where they not do no autopsy upon and some of them might be murder.
Yeah.
So them are conway with the murder figures. They are delaying the autopsy deliberately.
They say at the first, me say, if I see this nice true. Something wrong, man. That's it.
Something all right.
Yeah, my man a trick you left, right, and center. Him a play the mind game good.
Yes. Yes. And him a can who him can can.
You see it.
Yeah, man. Them a deceive who they can deceive. But brother,
What a dis
those
what
who
a
have
disgrace, man.
those
The
who
man
have
they
ears
can
to
stage a
hear.
bag out of him belly full and Jamaica people hungry.
Yeah, man.
My God, what kind of prime minister this?
Watch ya. Yeah, ethics straight. I can't discuss a matter that is before the court. This when me I ask your ethics. Did Donovan Williams declare to the parliament say him have shares in a medtech? That not there in front of the court. That's not in front of the court. Take off the ethics off of your name. You don't have no ethics.
All right.
Blessings, my brother.
All right, my
Love.
boss.
876-804-7072. You can call me upon WhatsApp. You can call me straight. If you are overseas listening on Caribbean Radio HD, you have the number in your phone, 305-654-7944. Those are the numbers you can call me on. Take off the ethics off of your name, whoever you be. You don't have no ethics. Nobody who defend or who is defending Prime Minister Andrew Wallace can't talk to me about ethics. We don't have no ethics. The Prime Minister should make it a point of duty to ensure that his statutory filing is sorted out. It's 3 years gone and 4 years are come now since the man's statutory filing has not been certified. The Prime Minister have no respect for the people of this country we governs. No respect for us. Before in come on stage, I can tell you about your belly full. You must sort out your statutory filing because we don't trust you. The Integrity Commission said that they will not certify your filing, sir. And you have a duty to get that clear up. The law of Jamaica says when your statutory filing is certified, a summary must be made public to the people of Jamaica. It is a reason why we must get that summary, because otherwise when you sing a Jamaican song like that, it's a Jamaican song, we should be able to feel comfortable. We cannot feel comfortable now because the Integrity Commission said they ask you for your personal spending and you not give it to them. About your belly full, yeah. While other Jamaican sing pot a boil but food not enough. For your pot a boil while your belly full already. Understand on yourself. This is a Christian nation. Where are the Christians in this country? Where are the Christians in this country? I am not hearing you calling on the Prime Minister that honesty is the best policy. How can the lawmakers be the biggest lawbreakers? What can go so? What can go so? A country coming out of a recession, and you are telling us that the economy is stable and good. We're spending over $1 billion US trying to save the dollar from falling by 2%. $1 billion. That's 170 billion Jamaican dollars. Wonder if you want to see what is happening. Wonder if you want to see what is happening in this country, my people. Our parliamentarians are hustling and juggling and competing with the regular businessmen in this country. They have advantage over us. And I'm calling on Mark Jefferson Golden that when you become Prime Minister, we need to bring legislation that parliamentarians must not be doing business while they are in government, competing with the average citizen. That cannot be right. Can't be right. Sir Colin, I believe that in politics, it is a common assault for the parties to campaign with a bit of deception. Just an observation. Me no want no deception. Me no want my party to deceive nobody. Talk to me, caller.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Me day a long time in a year. Where you been?
I'm still around, man.
Blessings, man. Welcome to the show.
We have a new minister mining.
No, it's Flight Green, mining under Flight Green.
So, me think mining we under Tufton.
No, Flight Green have mining.
So, how come we buy one drill? No, I'll drill with that.
I must aisle, yeah, brother.
I wonder if we do a reshuffle.
No, sir. Toughy good I go drill aisle, yes. With that the expensive drill, eh?
But you can imagine, and up to now, everybody are trying to make excuse about what happened.
Yes.
You can imagine, they must justify the action. Can you imagine? Anyway.
Talk to me.
The reality coming out.
Yes.
When Mr. Azan spoke to Ralston yesterday.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I had to hear the recording on the news and I get it live.
I played it not too long ago. You didn't hear it either?
Yeah, man, I heard it when you played it.
Yes.
And I hope you can send me a copy, but I'm glad.
Yes.
But I tell you something. That was the best assessment of the Jamaican economy.
But have you heard Richard Pandue? The big man at Seprad?
Yeah, man.
Let me tell the people what he said. He said the tariffs put on by the United States have hit Jamaica business people worse than COVID-19. You want to hear me say? Richard Pandue saying this season now, based on the tariff, is affecting Jamaican businesses worse than the COVID-19. Come nuts.
But you can imagine, if Mr. Azan is a very rich man and he can give an analysis like what him give.
Yeah.
The poor people that are talking are lying.
Let me tell you something.
Them telling a lie.
Some of these poor people are brainwashed. And I don't know what take them. I can't understand them. Daryl Vaz can go into the parliament and make it clear that there are families on this island who have more than one child, who have to determine which one them send to school and the rest stay home. And some people are talking about everything dandy.
You know, it's the first time Daryl Vaz talking truth.
Boy, I have to play it over and over.
It's the first time that man talk the truth. I felt so good.
Yes.
Because him diss himself like earlier with him statement. Because I was wondering if he was talking about these 4 members in whether St. Catherine or Clarendon.
Hold on, if you mean that do?
If he was talking about him associates in Clarendon or St. Catherine, when he must spin the song.
Oh, when he play the Chichiman song there?
Yeah.
Me that wonder if the man don't St. Catherine him attack.
The man them.
Tala. Well, you see, I don't know who is that kind of people, but for him to know that them exist, then he must have some connection with them.
But remember, say him don't talk to some of them, you know.
One of them did this him up in the Parliamentary, you know.
Yeah, man, that one him and him don't talk no at all.
Well, even the minister of works did kind of shun him, you know. You remember when he was talking and him said, Minister, I would appreciate it if you pay me some attention, you know.
Yeah, man. But if you look at all the JLP crack right now, if you just look at the sentiments of the persons that crack the JLP now.
Yes.
On one side, the line of crayfish, and on the other side, the line of regular meat.
Don't move a muscle. Stay there with me a little bit. Hold on. 305-654-7944. Good evening. Caribbean Radio, good evening. Where am there? Hello, good evening. Yes, sir, go ahead. Go ahead, my general. Hello? We're back with the caller. Caller, we're back with you. You're not hearing me? I look like I lose the caller. I beg you, call me back, Call me back, my general. Try to take the other call from Caribbean Radio line. 804-7072 305-654-7944. Those are the numbers to call. The 876 number, you can also call me on WhatsApp on that line. Very serious times we are in. The election is close. I am saying to you that there will be an election in Jamaica within 90 days. Within 90 days of today, I am expecting an election. And if it is not 90 days of today, it's not going past 120. Time come. Time come. Time come. Marlene says July. I don't know when. But I know say it is going to be soon. It is going to be soon. Remember Jamaican, sometimes the message might come from far, Remember Jamaican has, but they said it's not commercial quality. Oh, you mean the oil? Whole heap of oil out there. Whole heap of oil out there. You remember this argument that was going around where it's not far from the truth. And Tullow Oil is pursuing that out there. They are buying from time with all these lawsuits. Oh, they are buying for time with all this lawsuit. Let me tell you something. It's not even the lawsuit important to them, What they want to do is shut down the argument. That is the plan. Because included in the lawsuit is that Dr. Dawes and his associate must stop talking about the issue. Well, we now stop talking about this drill here. Sure with the docky for the drill. When we say document, I mean the documents. Show out the documents. Show the custom declaration form. Show how much you pay if you clear it at custom. And that form will also tell us how much for the drill. We're not going to stop talking about that drill. Because we are of the opinion that if that drill you rob so much off of it, then what it is, they are taking after Cornwall Regional. Remember, Cornwall Regional Hospital started at about $2 billion. I may have one little, used to be one little natty-head friend. You so-called friend. Because I just realized he was my friend, but I was never his friend. When I see some posting where I go on social media, I realize that man, me I never feel him friend. Me did have him as my friend. But back in the day, when Cornwall Regional came up and I said, lick down the building and build a new hospital, he said to me, you're an engineer. You are not engineer. Now we are seeing Cornwall Regional costing over $20 billion. And those people are still supporting and defending this administration. That's why they had to run left Jamaica, because they are not patriotic. I'm not saying everybody who leave Jamaica is not patriotic. Don't get me wrong. I am speaking to a specific person. Because he want to know how much for your Pepsi at my business place. How much you used to sell a Pepsi for when you used to have your game shop? Did you used to sell it for the same price you buy it for? But hear me. Me never ever watch them. Them always watch me. You understand? So, a calling on the church people on this island. All Christian people. What the song say? All Christian people from all denomination, rise out your slumber, pick up your Bible, give the devil a walk. It's time for King Jesus. So I'm calling all Christian people to say to the Prime Minister, morality is important in running a country. Ethics is important in being the leader of a country. And therefore, you said the contractor general was not enough to stamp out corruption. And you're bringing the Integrity Commission. And those who are saying that the Integrity Commission are picked on the Prime Minister, remember, is 84 people sit inside of the Parliament. 84 of them that have to submit their statutory filing to the Integrity Commission. The Integrity Commission charge Marissa Dalrymple Filbert. They charge Michael Phillips. They charge Dwayne Vaz. And they charge an ex-senator, I'm not remembering his name right now. 2 from the GLP, 2 from the PNP that never filed on time or did some missed filing. And they charged the 4 of them, and all 4 of them had to pay. All 4 had to pay. So, as far as we know, the Integrity Commission have been doing their work without fear or favor. But because someone want to know, a circle the Prime Minister wagon, we not go on like the Integrity Commission pick on him. Then if somebody had do wrong, and you set up a system to deal with the man who had do wrong, and the system a deal with him, how you all come down upon the system? Why you not say to the man, sort out yourself, hand over the information that is needed. You know what else remind me of, Nats? The man in a church, and him phone start vibrate because him have a security guard system on him van. And him phone start vibrate and him take out the phone and him look on the phone and see him van a move. And him say, but me have my key in my pocket. I'm pushing back the phone in my pocket. When church done and him go out a road, the van gone. What kind of rubbish? You set up a system to catch criminal. And when the system alert, you say criminal in the trap. You say no. The system wrong. And when you go out there, the criminal gone with your vehicle. That is what some of these labor rights are doing. The Prime Minister set up a system to stamp out corruption. And when the system hold on upon him, and say you look like you corrupt, me see corrupt actions. Or me see some actions are going around here. So when you look right, come here. People start cuss the system. All Christian people from all denomination, pick up your Bible. A time for King Jesus. You have been in power for 9 going to 10 years. And it's now you are tell we to choose Jamaica. What were you choosing all along? What were you choosing? The millions or the billions? Hey, tala. Eh? Servant David, Sister Karen, Brother Gary, Sister Sharon, on our Bible people, Brother Lee Craft, you know, Bible people, you cannot be supporting somebody who have break the law, somebody who not showing up to be honest and trustworthy and truthful. The Bible says, if my people who are called by my name should humble themselves and pray and seek my face, turn from your wicked ways, I will hear you and heal your land. The Bible says, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. How can you say you're a Christian and you tell me say you're back this prime minister here? Let me tell you something. Every man is innocent until proven guilty. And Saturday morning coming, I am inviting Daniel Archer, attorney at law. She's the chairman of the NIA, National Integrity Action. Because I want you all to understand the rules and the functions of the Integrity Commission. I want you to understand how the Integrity Commission operates. What are the laws that governs the Integrity Commission? Because some people are going like it's an average Joe is accusing the Prime Minister. It's not an average Joe. The Integrity Commission is a creature of the Parliament. They are a creature of statutes. And that's why the former chairman, Justice Seymour Panton, said these are not mere allegations against the Prime Minister. These are facts. Hello? Don't make me start preach this evening. Don't make me start preach this evening. How can you be the head of the country and for 4 years your statutory filing has not been certified? Which other member of the government you think that could have happened to? And him, the Prime Minister, not tell him to step aside. Ethics straight, you come back. I am for the Bible too. And I can tell you about the mark of the beast. Tell me anything you want to tell me. But just tell me one thing more. How do you support a Prime Minister that the Integrity Commission is saying we cannot vouch that this man is not dipping his hand in the cookie jar? You hear me say? How can you support a Prime Minister that the agency that is set up to ensure that our parliamentarians are not dipping their hands in the cookie jar, are not getting wealthy on the back of the poor Jamaican people? They have said to us, we cannot certify this man. What they are basically saying, we can't say this man now. We might not say he is, but we can't say him now because we have seen some things that we need more. And when we ask him for his personal expense, him lawyer them tell him say no give it. And then them run go court because they know how we talk. And one of the things that he tried to get from the court, like Delroy Chuck said, they must force the Integrity Commission to certify him. The court told them, we will not do that. That is one of the rulings that come down already. That come down already. The court told the Prime Minister's lawyer that we will not tell the Integrity Commission to certify him. So, we just are targeting them, you know. And as me tell A.J. Johnson, this is my work. I don't worry about the job. Because when you work for Jesus Christ, He pay you. Yeah? When you have a job, a man give you some money. When you work for Jesus Christ, all the devil make your money come give you. So understand it. The work and the job. Me tell you all the while, when me sit down in front of this microphone, most of the time, me not plan the things them. Because me ask Jesus Christ that if Him can use anybody, use me. Me ask the Lord Jesus Christ to make me be Him loudspeaker. Speak through me. And once me know say, Him a speak through me, me have no fear. The people in Caribbean radio gone. Me not even realize say, we reach 6 o'clock already. Not even did realize. So we reach 6 o'clock already. Sometime when you're in your gungo and the thing are going, I saw it go. But the truth shall be revealed. Good afternoon. Welcome to Portland Spice, the Colin Bell Show.
Yes, brother. My brother Gary, brother Gary,
as I said to you, a man can take a job, but he can't take my work. You understand? You know when me used to be at Styles FM? You know when I used to be at Styles?
Yes, man. Yes, man.
Me did have the biggest show at Styles. And when they fire me, me said to myself, say, Lord, what is now? And me say, you know what? YouTube, we are going social media. And social media take off. My studio, equipment. Because Almighty say you have to talk the things them. The show bigger than what me did have a Styles now. So, we don't worry. And Brother Gary know, before Brother Gary put me on him station, him know where me I come with. So, this is no surprise. Yes, man. Enough respect. And Brother Gary send me the numbers sometime. One evening, him send me the numbers on the internet. 16,700 people listen to the show. And just on the internet. And we are on about 7 radio stations in the US when we come on a Tuesday and a Wednesday. We're there on Alexa. So, listen to me. That's why we pride ourselves on talking the truth. We have no intention of misleading anybody. We also never claim to be the reservoir of all information. So if we say something and it's not true and we find out it's not true, we are going to come back and tell you that we said that and we find out and so it go. And if you realize when people call me and ask me something I don't know, me simply don't know. And we go find out. So, I want to thank all you for watching. And if you want to contribute to the show, you know, just go up on the profile. Wait, name, talk to me. Is what that? Is where we have Cash App or what? Eh? But if you go up on the YouTube profile, you will see a link that you can contribute to this program. You can contribute to the program to keep the program going. Make certain we can pay our bills and there. And we appreciate it. Yeah? And we now do nothing for breach YouTube policies. And that's why we keep the slow mode on the chat. I have a son who is a data analyst. I have a master's. And him said to me, said, Daddy, keep the slow mode on because any little man can mash up your channel if you don't have that on. Him know about them things more than me. So that's why we keep the slow mode on the chat room to protect the channel. Because we know that the devil out there too. So we just want to thank you all for sticking and staying with us. We know the item have a whole heap of choices. And the fact that you come here on a Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday, and we're planning to add another day soon. We appreciate it. And we thank you. And we continue to inform you. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet again, let me tell you now, tomorrow evening, we start at 4, we're ending at 6. And then we're going to be carrying a conference from West Portland live. Thursday evening is my conference, my divisional conference from the Fellowship Division. We're going to be carrying that live as well. Bless up my people. Thank you for watching.